Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am sharing something that Born Pretty, as you can see from the title, has sent me, and I love their products. And one thing I also love about Born Pretty is that they continuously work for me. Last time they sent me products, I did do an unboxing video, and then I never did the design, but they still continue to work with me, so thankfully they forgave me for that. Yeah, my life has just been really crazy and up and down, but it's about to get more consistent. So the first thing I got was this white cat eye gel polish. It's really cool, and of course I'm going to be doing swatches and going through all these products in detail, but it does still look kind of silver in the bottle, but it's a very light silver, and you'll see when I activate it how it kind of looks more white. The next thing I got was another gel polish. And this one is really cool. So this is how God works. So I was on Instagram, just scrolling through Instagram, and I was like, wow, that gel polish is really pretty. I need to go buy some of that. And then they reached out to me, and this was on the list of things that were included or that I could receive for this video. So it is the milky white gel polish with the pink hearts in it, and it's just adorable. It is just adorable, and I use a majority of these products in the design that I do today, so you're definitely going to see that. I'm sorry if you can hear traffic in the background. I'm actually at school right now, so stay tuned for that vlog. I've already started that. Super excited to share that journey with you guys, so that is coming as well. But then I have this 6-in-1 nail glue, and I do show you what the uses are for. It is very thick, but I primarily use it for Gel X glue to apply Gel X tips. But here are the 6 uses that you could use it for. And then this nail debonder has got to be one of my absolute favorite products. I have been recommending it to everybody, especially my girlies who wear press-ons. Like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. And I will show you a demonstration of this as well. You literally don't have to do much, but again, I'll show you how it works here in a second. But I do like that there's not like a really bad smell or anything to it. But first we're going to get into the swatches. And this milky polish, it is kind of thick, but learning how to use it, how to apply it, if I was actually doing this on a client, etc., you know, how would I do this? Well, the first thing is I spread everything around, or I spread the hearts around where I want them first. And then I just go back in and kind of float the gel polish around to cover in or to fill in any of the, what is that called? Like any of the grooves or any of the spots where it may be lacking or it's not filled in. I also go in and use 2 coats, and I really like it with 2 coats after I cure it. So this was after the first coat. And you can kind of see where it's really see-through in some areas because I was still trying to figure out how to work around it. On the second coat, I mean, you don't have to use any more hearts if you don't want to, and just kind of fill in all those little splotchy areas. But I did do hearts, and I think it's just so cute when they look kind of messy and they're all going like different ways and you know, up and down, side to side. I like the 2 coat look, but again, you can do it with 1 coat. Just make sure that you're spreading the gel polish around evenly. And it also came with this little tool, like a little wooden cuticle pusher with the pointy end, so you can spread the hearts around and use it specifically for that. So I put some see-through or some jelly black on this swatch stick, and then I went ahead and I activated the cat eye. And the reason why I used the jelly black is, again, so you could see it against my background and how it looks white. And it's just so pretty. Like, I've never seen, you know, we always see silver cat eye or different colors, but I like how the activation itself, and I always love Born Pretty cat eye because their metal pieces just flow through them so well. They just move around so easily in their formula. There you go. Again, they are, of course, a little more thick because they have extra particles in the gel polish, but I cure everything for 60 seconds as well. That's always my favorite number. Everything gets 60-second cure that gets cured. So, but it's so pretty. You wouldn't even need 2 coats, to be honest, especially if you're doing it over a color. Now, this nail debonder is just the coolest thing. And I only show me using it on a couple of nails. But of course, it comes sealed. So once you get that removed, you will see that there's like a little sponge in here. And it's almost like the nail polish remover that you can buy, where you just stick your finger in there. And you literally, all you have to do is lift your press-on in the corner and make sure. Now this one had been through it. It was already filed down and looking crazy and etc. And the glue was already starting to lift a little bit anyway. So again, all you have to do is just lift a corner after you've had your press-ons on for a while, or if they start to come off, this product is perfect. But I was definitely ready for these to go. It does not ruin your top coat. It does not stain anything on your nails. It won't make your rhinestones fall off. So you can truly and genuinely save your press-ons for later using this stuff. And you can see as I put my finger or my thumb down in the sponge that it was all of the, I want to call it juice. All of the product starts rising and it will cover your entire finger. And then the purpose of lifting it initially is so that it can get down in that groove. Now, once it gets down in that groove far enough, it starts to spread underneath your nail. The liquid will spread underneath your nail, and then it will start to lift the rest of your glue. Now, I will show you what my nails look like after all of these nails are taken off. It does look a little rough. It is very rough. And some of it's because some of the glue is still on my nail, and the other part of it is, but it's not because I just ripped the press-on off. So this product works really well. And then I also had some previous damage from doing my nails and other press-ons and things that we do for content, etc. So the way that my nails look after I remove all of these nails is not because of the product itself. It's because I have already damaged my nails beyond belief. So that's my fault. Just messing around, doing different things, wearing different sets, etc. But I've been wearing poly gel for the most part, and now I have some Gel X on that I'll probably soak off. But now I have not tried this product on Gel X. I have only tried it on press-ons, but it did help me save these STL nails, and it also helped me save the nail set, the press-ons that I did in this video that I wore for a few weeks. So yes, very, very good. If it does start to hurt when you're trying to pry your nails off, please stop. And then I just put my finger back in there. It should not hurt when you're removing your nails. So if it does start to hurt a little bit, you need to soak it again for 5 more seconds and allow that liquid to really get in and absorb underneath your nail, and then they will pop off. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the design of the nails. So you guys wouldn't know it, but it's been a few days since I started my voiceover because I am now in school, officially started on June 1st, and yeah, I'm really excited. But anyway, so this is I'm just going in with a base layer. So this is actually rubber base gel, and I do show you, I believe, on 1 and maybe 2 nails how I apply this. So I just do what they would call a slip layer, just to get the gel on the nail. I did not want to do 2 coats of the gel polish with the hearts in it. So in order to minimize and just kind of save some of that, I only wanted to do 1 layer of the hearts. So this was also the time when I realized only 1 coat is with the hearts in it is really sufficient, as long as you level out the gel polish around the hearts. But you can see I just went in here with a bigger blob, I guess, of the gel polish. Now what I loved about this rubber base gel is that it made the nails very strong, and it made them thick, and it made them look like nail enhancements instead of just what do you want to call it? Like it made them, it actually made the cuticle look nice, and it kept the cuticles nice and neat without having to do a lot of filing and everything like that. So here pretty soon you can see that I am flipping the nail upside down, and I am just letting it naturally self level because I want most of the product in the center, right where that apex is going to be. I did not have to do this step or do this part for every single nail, but at the same time I did because I wanted them to all be the same thickness. And if I didn't do it for every single nail, then they would be weird. But I'm just kind of taking this brush that I use for everything when it comes to, like, I use this brush not for nail art, but I primarily use it for when I have to put top coat on specific areas or in between certain things, whether it's matte, shiny, it doesn't matter. This is kind of my all-in-one brush that I use for just about anything. And in this case for for this rubber base gel. And I only do one layer of the rubber base gel, but that was enough for it to be not so transparent when I put the heart gel polish on top of it. And it actually worked out pretty well, but here I am just trying to smooth it out. It just takes a very, 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 very light hand, which is hard for me. I am very heavy-handed, so I am learning to use a lighter hand. But this is, again, the process, and then I just hold it upside down again when I feel like everything is level in the way that I like it. I go ahead and stick it in the lamp for 60 seconds to cure. And I left this in real time, how long I let it hang there, at least for 10 seconds. And yeah, everything was looking good to me, and I didn't see any like splotches or holes, or nothing was separating. I really enjoy using Born Pretty products. Almost everything that I've used from them is really good. So here I was just checking and seeing, like, if now that I have this on here, you know, is the press-on going to be too tight? Because my thumb is a size 0, that's the biggest size. If it's going to be too tight, then it won't fit. But I was kind of scared that the rubber base gel was going to shrink my press-ons. And when that happens, you usually have to size up at least one size so that they still fit comfortably after you wear them. But thankfully, it still fit perfect. And I actually think the thumbs are turned out like the cutest. I just left those plain with a layer of this heart gel polish. Now with the first nail, I went in and I made sure all of the hearts went the same way. I don't think that was really intentional. It's just kind of how it ended up, and I wasn't really feeling that look. I do like when the hearts are scattered and going in the opposite direction. So here you can kind of see me. I say kind of because I kept going out of frame. It's really been a while since I recorded a YouTube video when I did this. So I was like, okay. I did try other things in this video. I tried to use the cat eye polish as a Frenchie, and that wasn't really working out so well. I didn't like the way that it looked. I ended up filing that off. The nails were already kind of bulky, so then I was like, okay. And I also did not use the 5D gel on this set because that was going to be part of the Frenchie, but I ended up not doing that part. So I just didn't really like the way that it looked, and you're going to see that here in a second. I just wasn't really feeling it. So I did go ahead and, again, like I mentioned, take that off, but then I did something in true Nene fashion where I went in and I took the opportunity to finally do Bangle nails on camera. So you'll see me grab a whole bunch of stuff here later on. But right now is where I'm just smoothing out the gel polish so that it isn't really thick on the sides. Again, I'm going in with my like all-purpose brush. I'm just moving things around and making sure that the gel polish is good to go. After I cure that, I do one more step. And again, you can also see me using other tools here, dotting tools, different things like that to move the hearts around and scatter them where you want them. So yeah, when we get to the next step, I will be right back. So this is where I utilize the 6-in-1 nail glue. I really, again, very easy to use. It's almost like a really thick top coat. And actually that is one of the 6 ways that you can use it, or that it mentions to use it, is as a a wipe top coat. It will have a tacky layer or a dispersion layer, but this is how I encapsulated the hearts. So it was still a little too bumpy and unlevel for me. So I did go ahead and use the 6-in-1 nail glue. Again, I cure it for 60 seconds. I don't do it so thick where it makes the nail look thicker or adds a lot of thickness to the nail, but it also makes sure that the nail is smooth and even. And then after I did this, I did go ahead and go in and file and buff the nail so that you couldn't see any of those scratches. This is the part I was talking about where I tried to do the Frenchie, and it was, I mean, it's really cute. The cat eye itself is really pretty and really cute, and it's a good idea to do a Frenchie with. However, I just did not like it on this design. I did 3 nails and then I was just like, no, because even on the plain nails, it was just too, it just wasn't working for me, which is okay. But I did go ahead and take some rhinestone glue and I added this really pretty charm. So here is where I'm getting into all of the details and the really just really pretty. Like I love this set. However, there are a couple of things that I did when I attached the chains on the nail. Again, this is really pretty and it was very blingy. I got so many compliments on these nails, and so this is why I say like doing nails is really the definition of insanity, because what you do to one nail, you often have to do to at least 2 or 1, 2, maybe 4 more, or all 10 fingers. So I just had to repeat this process over and over again. So I found these really cute charms. So I don't use the light pink ones because I didn't want to use things that were too big. But I did use the smaller ones, but I feel like these are really pretty. I like the blue shift in them, but again, I just ended up not using them. Next, I just took these light pink gems. Now, I'm not a pink or a red girl, so for me to use pink and actually wear it was pretty crazy for me, but I just thought this color really complemented those hearts and the gel polish, so that's why I went the light pink. So here, you'll see me just make a few lines of this Makartt rhinestone glue. You can do this 1 line at a time if you want. I do wish I did some things a little more precise. And sometimes I did go in and do like a flash cure for 10 seconds after each line, just to make sure that it stayed on there before I fully cured the nail. Now, I was trying to originally use a chain. This chain was really hard to bend. So it was really hard to hold. It was really hard to do anything with. But I did get something that I'm going to share in a future video that will make my life a lot easier. That is actually from a different brand. Yeah, because I did also try to get the torchlight that I currently have to flash cure things with. And it's one that you have to turn on and keep on. And then I was worried about other things around it curing while I was trying to flash cure, and it just wasn't working out. So I actually ended up not using this chain at all, just because I was having such a hard time getting it to stay and bend, etc., like I mentioned before. So What I did was for the chains and things that I was going to use, I did end up laying them out and organizing them. So they were just sitting there and that were basically the length or almost the length that I needed. And I didn't have to cut a lot off. Because another thing that's really hard about using chains outside of it being bendable or not and actually forming to the nail is it's the fact that they are heavy, right? The other end gets really heavy if you don't cut them before you add them to the nail. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that. So I learned a lot doing these bangle nails and working with chains on the nail. If you're not doing something simple, just straight up and down, or, you know, if you want it to go side to side, or you're doing multiple lines and you're trying to use these chains, it can definitely be difficult. So I lost hope in this chain and I did give up on this one. When I see bangle nails, I really like the rhinestone look where you put one thing in the center and then you do the rhinestones along the side. I decided to do rhinestones and pearls. I thought that was really pretty, and it helped accent the not the off-white, but the more transparent white of the nail with the pink, and it just was very complimentary. So that's why I chose to go with pearls and the light pink rhinestones. For the most part, a lot of this stuff stayed on my nails. I didn't have any trouble with the rhinestones coming off as much as I did with the chains. So that's the next part that you'll see here. You'll see me go in with another line of rhinestone glue, and then you're also going to see me add the chain. So these chains that look like caviar beads, but they were all one piece, I was like, oh man, that is so nice, that is so neat, etc. But by the next day, I was having to re-glue them. I had to glue them down again. So as pretty as they were and as easy as it made it to put these chains on, they were a pain in the neck for a really long time. And no matter what I did or how I tried to seal them or how much rhinestone glue I put on the nail, that just wasn't staying on. So eventually I did go in with caviar beads in my rhinestone glue trick where I mixed caviar beads and rhinestone glue. And then I did these lines while they were actually on my hands with the caviar beads. So then I only did a total of 4 lines all together. Again, I used pearls and rhinestones for the third row, and then I used the smallest rhinestone possible on the very last row towards the tip of the nail, and they just ended up looking so cute. And that's why I said in true Nene fashion, because you know I have to be bougie and blingy and all the things all things bling. I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. So yes, I hope you guys really enjoyed the set and seeing me use these products from Born Pretty again today. Sorry. So thank you again to Born Pretty for sending these items to me. I will be using and making other videos with the 5D gel and different things like that, and also the cat eye more than likely. Oh, I want to do other videos, but it's been really crazy busy my first week of school. So that vlog is coming, so stay tuned for that. And I want to thank you all so much for being the best part of my channel. You are going to see these on my hands here in a moment and what they look like after I finish up doing all the maintenance and putting on the top coat and different things like that. If you have any questions for me, just leave them down below in the comments. Again, thank you so much for being the best part of my channel, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.